is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. Hunter. He was a detective, a Seamus, a sleuth. He was the best of the best. He sniffed out the clues that no one else could see, solved the cases that everyone else said were unsolvable. He was the stuff that legends were made of. Hunter had been working the six-finger case. Seemed some six-fingered second-story operator had a prodigious penchant for pendants of the diamond-studded variety. Hunter had been combing the crime scenes for clues, but the crook always got away clean. Then nothing, nada, the big nowheresville. It was like old Six-Finger had disappeared without a trace, vanished off the face of the earth, leaving Hunter in the lurch. This was the one that got away, and it was slowly driving him mad. He was morose, his work was slipping. He was fixated on finding the six-fingered thief. Finally, the chief of detectives called him on it. Hunter, he said, you're a good man, but the six-finger fixation isn't good for you or the force. Then he ordered Hunter 2 weeks off, his first vacation in 6 years. Hunter packed up the missus and plodded off for 2 weeks of quiet. Nothing but rest, nothing but relaxation in sunny Las Vegas. They made the most of their time together, quality time. They took in the local culture, the nightlife, the shows, the $2 early bird steak dinners. One night they were touring the famous Neon Strip. That's when the missus spotted the fabulous El Rancho Mirage Wax Museum. Propped up outside were likenesses of Lee, Wayne, Frankie, Dino, and Sammy standing there big as life and twice as fragrant. Come on, honey, let's go in, she urged. It'll be fun. Hunter wasn't convinced, but she smiled at him as the neon twinkled in the ice she wore around her neck. Hunter figured, why not? We're on vacation. They stepped through the turnstiles into the cool, dark lobby. They toured the Hall of Fame, the Walk of Presidents, and the Dungeon of Horror. Finally, they came to the Gallery of Heroes and Villains. There were the lawbreakers and the lawmen who brought them to justice. Hunter looked them up and down. He'd known these mugs in the flesh, and when he'd caught them, they melted faster than these wax dummies. Then they came to the masked stalkers, the drooler, Johnny Runnynose, and the Hook. Hunter didn't even blink. He knew that behind the circus costumes, the masks, and the capes, these terrors were pathetic mama's boys. Up ahead was a bend in the hall. Hunter froze when they rounded the corner. This is what he'd been afraid of. The unsolveds, the ones that got away. Hunter knew them all, O'Malley, Morrison, and Stubbs. He eyeballed them, each and every one. He held his breath as he stepped forward, close to the velvet rope. There was a new rogue on display, clad in ninja black. His only identifying mark was his hand with 6 fingers. Hunter drew a breath. Then the lights went out. The hall was plunged into pitch darkness. The missus screamed. Hunter grabbed for her, but felt a third person brush by them. In a moment, it was over. The lights flicked on. They were still alone, standing in the gallery. Only now, the missus was gasping for breath, clutching her neck. What is it, Dollface? What's wrong? He asked. The ice. It's gone. Her diamond necklace had been snatched from her throat. I heard a scream. Is everyone all right? It was the manager running through the gallery. The lights went out and someone snatched my wife's diamond necklace, said Hunter. Oh dear, said the manager. We better call the police. I am the police, snapped Hunter. He turned, looking back at the display. That's when he noticed something peculiar about the security guard snoozing in the corner. Mind if I use your phone? Reinforcements arrived moments later. No chance of a slip-up this time. Hunter stealthily crept up on the crook. Ingenious. Where better to hide than in a gallery of the country's most wanted criminals? The guard was still sawing wood when Hunter snapped the cuffs on him. Caught you napping, 6 fingers, said Hunter, jerking the handcuff with a snap. That's when Hunter realized that he'd just arrested a wax dummy. This is a true story. It happened to a friend of mine. And Hunter, he took a good ribbing from the Vegas PD, who never did find the missus missing ice. But you know, the funny thing was, next morning, the wax dummy of 6 Finger was missing. Gone from the Heroes and Villains gallery, missing without a trace.